pressure, I think the lads know that throughout the whole season we're going to have to perform to our fullest ability, knowing that we are under pressure. People will be making up their minds or trying to decide whether we are worthy First Division opponents or not. It's going to be hard for the lads to concentrate all season, but if we have to prove to people that we are good enough to be in the First Division, then we've just got to work all season, work hard all season. This summer we've really flogged them. The lads have really worked hard. I'm quite happy with I'm very happy with their fitness at this part of the season, this time of the season, and I'm sure that they won't let me down, because they each and every one of them, each and every one of the first team squad anyway, I can say, has really knuckled down, got stuck in and done the work that we've asked them over the summer period. We're ready for it, Jack, no matter who we get drawn against or who we come across. We're prepared for it, and if we have to play, let's say, Wigan or Widnes in the final, I think we will give them a good run for their money. From what I could gather, the lads have thoroughly enjoyed the program that they've had, that we've prepared for them. I don't know what's gone on in the past, but I can almost ensure you that they are in better condition this season than when I took over last season. I think that's the crux of the job, Jack. If we can really show our potential right from the start, right from the kick-off, the Lancashire Cup, go through to the final and maybe come close to winning that or winning that, then we have started off and set a precedent for the whole season. From there, it's the league, and then we have to play those games as individual games. Psychological pressure that we're putting on the lads now and that we have over the summer, they are going to realise themselves that it's not going to be easy and that they are First Division players and not Second Division.
Let's hope we can arrive back in that top flight.
I think so, Jack. I think all we have to do is concentrate on the work at hand. The only thing that I'm worried about is that we are not blessed with a big squad, and that, I feel, is where we're going to struggle. Once we start getting down to the heavy work over Christmas, New Year period, we're going to struggle because we haven't got a big squad.
Well, let's hope we can get off to a cracking start and look ahead to an eventful season.
I'm hoping so, Jack, yes.
Lancashire Cup tie, first round, with Salford taking on Oldham. And that's a beautiful break. Oh, and here's Hadley over the line for the first try with a beautiful move. Out to Salford, Steve Gibson up there in the line. Ooh, he took that well. Burkett. Oh, and Steve Gibson's over the line there from David Fell. Beautiful work from Fell again. Ian Shedder now driving on. A good run by Shedder, and he's broken through the defence. And Martin Burkett's going to score from that movement. Beautiful try. Beautiful try by Martin Burkitt, but Ian Sherritt must take the credit. Tackled. Now there. Oh, there's David Fell, beautiful. Oh, and beautiful try there from Burgess. What a beautiful break. David Fell really has been the man of this half, certainly. He's been involved in every try, I think. That was a beautiful break from David Fell. And well taken by Andy Burgess, who had to juggle with that ball.
It's that man, Fell again. He must be emerging as Salford's man of the match. He was involved in the previous try, and he made that break out of nowhere. Perhaps this is Fell's position, standoff. To play the ball. It's coming out left. And Cassidy's going on it. Oh, that was unlucky. A half break from Cassidy. It's still going to come. Oh, he's going to have a drop goal. And he makes sure. Yes, well done, Brown. The 1 point might prove extremely useful at the end of the game. Salford in possession. It's Lee going left. Hang on to the ball. Oh, he's got it away. And he's still going. Oh, but he's dropped the ball. But we have, is it play on? It's play on. It's play on, and he's going for the line. Oh, and he's made it. Well done. The super try. Great persistence from the whole team.
Well. That looked all over a try, and then it looked a lost try, and then from nothing, Andy Burgess picked up a dead ball in a broken field, and with great determination went for the line through 3 or 4 Oldham tacklers and managed to get the ball down.
And it's still Salford. It's back to Brown, who's have a attempted drop goal, but it goes wide by about 10 yards. Well, it's Salford still in front, 27 points to 24, and that's the hooter. And that's an excellent victory from Salford.
Yes, a great victory. The Salford fans will be delighted with that. There were times when Salford looked very shaky in the second half, but after all, they've scored 5 tries to 3, I believe. That's the final tally, and any team that scores the tries deserves to win. Certainly a spirited performance, an excellent game by both sides, but Salford, well, they're marching on, and they're now in the quarter-finals of the Lancashire Cup. The referee for today's match needs little introduction to Salford fans or any other fans. A well-known referee, top-flight ref, Robin Whitfield from Widnes, who, well, some of us can remember him playing here as a full-back for Barrow at the time, at the beginning of the Watkins era at Salford. So he has vast experience of rugby league as a player and as a referee. All set now for the kick-off. St Helens to kick off. And this quarter-final tie is underway. It's gathered by Martin Burkitt, being forced back there. Once again, there'll be fierce tackling in this game, especially at the beginning. And Ian Blease driving through over the 22-metre line. His opposite number, Mark Lee. Oh, yes! And Jack Evans goes over from that St Helens mistake. Yes, but beautiful slip play by Salford. They picked up that drop ball, whipped across the line like a flash, and Tex Evans was in. Blease was injured when he went through there. I think he got an elbow in the face and that's trying to tackle that player. Go on, Salford, onto that ball. They knock on. Oh, and Martin Burkitt's picked the ball up from that mistake, and Salford have gone over the line. Absolutely amazing try, that. St Helens, I was just about to say that he'd knocked it on. In fact, he didn't get a chance because it was taken from him. And Gibson breaks through for a beautiful try. That's a beautiful try from Salford. As I said, the quick hands along the line. Blease made the half break, turned, and there was Gibson backing up to break through a despairing St Helens tackle, and that puts Salford up 15 points to 7 with a goal kick to come. Oh, and there's Hadley. Yes, Hadley scores a brilliant, what a brilliant try. And that sealed this match. That's Salford into the semi-final of the Lancashire Cup. And they'll play a First Division team, but who cares, they've already beaten 3.
Well, not necessarily. They might have to be able to get the draw against Lee, Jim, so it might not be. But it doesn't matter on today's form, they can beat anybody. What were we saying about Hadley, involved in the game again? Listen to the applause for him. But it wasn't just the fact, listen to that applause.
So the season got away to a great start, with victories over First Division opposition in Rochdale Hornets, Oldham and St Helens. Whilst off the field, a brand new sponsorship deal was struck with welding equipment company ESAB.
Ladies and gentlemen, a very warm welcome from everybody here at Salford. It's a marvellous day that we're going to certainly unveil today for you. Pleasing obviously for my fellow directors and myself that we are going to announce a very big sponsorship deal this afternoon. It's nice obviously to see our many friends and sponsors who sponsor us week in, week out with us today. We've also got obviously the press, people from radio and obviously from TV. Bill Hines, the leader of the council, unfortunately had to go, but again he was with us earlier on, and again it's the city who are behind us. They are working very well with us now, and obviously we're all very proud to be Salfordians. The Oldham Company ESAB will be on our shirts, ladies and gentlemen, for the next 3 seasons. It's a 3-year deal. It's a very prestigious package for the club. The money involved is in excess of £250,000. This broken down represents £75,000 payable every year, with added incentives for how we develop. Again, I'll leave this to Peter just to say what we'll be doing there. But we will earn with our sponsorship deal, if we do the job right, which I know we will. I certainly know the coaches won't let me down, and all the players won't let me down. We'll have it absolutely spot on. We'll be a perfect partnership.
Steve, Salford have started off this season with some marvellous success, and it looks as though with a new sponsorship deal it's going to be continued off the field.
Well, as you said, hopefully it can be the best year they've had. Unfortunately, it's in second division, but it looks like we'll be going straight back into first division and making a go of it from there.
You've mentioned the first division. It's a marvellous start, isn't it? Defeating 3 first division teams right in the early part of the season.
Yeah, as 2 of them have just got promoted, but they're 2 teams that we're competing against for promotion. So I think we've proved that we've been unlucky to get relegated. It was a bad run last year, and we don't deserve second division football, so hopefully we can bounce straight up.
What's been the secret behind the success so far, Steve?
I just think it's been a close season. Kevin Temmety's had us for a close season. We've trained well. The players are getting on very well, and the more you win, the happier everyone is, really. So it's going from plus to plus.
Confidence is always important, of course, to all team sports, and that's something which Salford appear to have in abundance at the moment.
Well, yeah, I haven't seen yesterday's game yet, which I will, but apparently against St Helens we were throwing the ball around at the end like St Helens usually do, so it's something Salford normally crack with the last 20 minutes, and we've been coming ahead, so I think it's good.
Just looking ahead, of course, we've got Barrow this coming Sunday, the opening fixture of the Stone Bitter Championship. That's a very, very important game. But looking ahead to the semi-final of the Lancashire Cup, another draw here at the Willows, Lee providing the opposition. You can't hope for anything else except a home draw, surely.
Yeah, well, we're laughing, as you say. We've had Barrow. We've got to get them out of the way because we can't concentrate on cup matches really, because they're just bonus for us. It's really the league that we've got to concentrate on, but we've got Lee, and then hopefully we can upset Widnes.
Okay, Steve, once again it's been a marvellous start for Salford. We had a great start a couple of seasons ago. We've now gone on to win 3 times against first division opposition. Which of those matches are giving you the most pleasure?
I think probably the St Helens game yesterday. It's got to be really, because they just weren't in the game. But I mean, they started off winning the game, but they weren't in the game apart from that. You know, the first 20 minutes of the game, we were all over them. And then in the last second half, you know, they were nowhere near our line apart from the unfortunate try we scored. But the Oldham game was a little bit fortunate, you could say. You know, touch and go, whether it was a sort of knock-on forward pass. But St Helens, you know, only one team in it. It's a second division team against a first division team, so that's great.
Looking at your own personal individual performances, you've taken up a new role, haven't you, for Salford?
That's right, scrum half, yeah. You know, out of it a bit on the wing there, but back into scrum half, stand off. You know, I'm in the thick of things all the time, which is what I like. Snipping in and out of the big forwards, making them look idiots, so like, great.
I know there's another point which you mentioned to me a couple of days ago, and you said you're still learning rugby league. I mean, you study a lot of videos from other people, presumably now in will wear the number 7 shirt.
Yeah, that's, you know, we've got John Oates here with Mike on video, and it's great. You know, you see whatever video one, he's going to get it for you. And you know, the likes of Andy Gregory, Sean Edwards, and David Hume. You know, we can watch these great players. You know, I'm nothing in the game yet. We can watch these great players and take notice from them.
You've mentioned a couple of players there, Andy Gregory along with Andy Goodway, of course. They are real first division quality. Hopefully that's where Salford wants to be back, in that first division. That's
right. You look around the ground, and you know the sponsorship deal we've signed today, and there's nothing but first division written all over it really. You know, it's success all down to the grassroots of the club with the spectators. They expect first division rugby. And I think we let them down last year, so this season, you know, we're going to look to put that right.
Ex-Salford have had a remarkable start to this season, of course, on the field. We've seen the possibilities and what can happen off the field with the new sponsorship launch. Has it been a surprise to you, the fact that Salford have beaten 3 First Division teams in the early part of the season?
Well, like, obviously we're recognised as a First Division club, so no, not surprised me, yeah, because like we had a bad run last year. But the amount of effort the lads have put in pre-season training and the new method, we've got a new method on the field, you know, a new outlook on the game with Kevin fetching a new ideas to the club, you know. And we've got us like robots, you could say. We're working like robots on the field, we're just doing our job on the field and it's paying off.
There seems to be a great team spirit there at the moment.
It's due to the board and, you know, the new terms we've agreed with the board and everything. Everything seems to be slotting in great. Obviously, this new sponsorship deal today is another big boost for the club. You know, we're not scratching, so this is what it's all about. Just a bit of an upset with the stands, you know, things like that. You know, get the club down. But apart from that, it's going to be a good season for Salford.
Obviously, the aim has got to remain, and surely it will do so, to get back into the First Division. How difficult will it be to achieve that, Tex?
It's going to be hard. It's going to be hard. See, First Division rugby is the best rugby you can play. It's, everybody respects you. Every team you play, you're respected. In the second division, it gets a bit sloppier, and the lads seem to think they've got to prove something. And it's a very hard task. You go into, you know, long places. You know, you're on a coach for a couple of hours, and it's, you know, it's not a very nice thing. You get there, you know, and it might be raining, one thing or another. But those are things you've got to take in, you know, into consideration. But I think we're going to do well, but it's going to be a hard trail.
Obviously it will be hard, there are no easy matches even in the second division. Do you think perhaps motivation might be a problem for the players this season, going to places perhaps like Whitehaven and Keighley?
Well, sometimes, you know, it just depends on the attitude, you know, when we first got on the coach. But the way we've been, you know, started the season, it's just been tremendous. There's going to be no problem this season, no problem. The players have got a good attitude this season. They've got a good coach. No disrespect to Kevin Ashcroft or anything, but we needed a new idea, and we've got a new coach, new ideas. It's just going to be brilliant.
It's been a marvellous start to the Salford season on the field, John, and of course this perhaps, hopefully, will be success off the field.
That's right, Jack. We couldn't have had a better start. You're dead right, and now to pull a sponsorship deal like this, it's not bad, is it?
It's a lot of money, isn't it?
A lot of money. We've got ambitions. We know which way we want to go. Our game now is about sponsorship. We're delighted that ESAB, you know, chosen ourselves to obviously further their name in the Northwest and obviously throughout the UK, and also, you know, to get involved with the game of rugby league. It is on the up and up. It is growing, and you know, we're very proud to wear the ESAB name on our shirts.
Why did you select rugby league, and in particular Salford?
Well, we selected rugby league because of the very good image for the sport, and it's an image that we're pleased to be associated with as a company. And Salford in particular because the sponsorship arose through knowing John over the last 6 months, and it gave us the opportunity to promote the ESAB brand and its products into the Northwest, which is an area that we want to concentrate on over the next 3 years.
How difficult will it be for Salford to get back into the First Division?
Jack, I'm totally convinced we'll get back there. We shouldn't be there in the first place. You know, I think everybody knows the old story about what we had to spend on this ground last year, and when we did obviously get involved with injuries at the scale we did, we couldn't buy ourselves out of it. We know what we've got to do this year. We can obviously consolidate it right. We play the right brand of rugby. We've certainly got the players. We'll increase our squad to be 23 top quality professionals, and I'm totally convinced at the end of this season we'll be back with the big boys in the First Division.
Let's hope we can be. Thank you.
Thanks, Jack.
So Salford's confidence was obviously high following the 3 great wins over First Division opposition. But now the players had to turn their attentions to the bread and butter of the league season, with preparations already in full swing for the opening fixture of the Championship. And despite those early victories, Salford concentrated all their efforts on the first match of the league campaign, which came at Craven Park, Barrow.
And away goes Steve Kerry. Oh, what a lovely sidestep. Good tackle, but good backing up by Ian Blease. And he's in. Keith, but not yet really achieved his full potential with Salford.
Well, it's difficult for wingers. People say that it's a fairly similar game, but it's not. You've either got to have sheer pace.
Like that, and this could be the second try for... It's Martin Burkett. Sheer pace, quick handling, Martin Burkett in.
Lovely support.
We have on the clock. Cassidy manages to get it away to Fell, and Fell could be fast enough to go all the way through, but good cover. Now can he get up and play the ball quickly? Lee. Oh, this could... No, it's not going to be a walkover, but number 11's in, Bradshaw. The defence just couldn't settle itself in time. Field is broken. Tex Evans hungry for a try. Good support, the defence smashed wide open, and Steve Gibson finishes it. It's Salford inside their own half, but with a comfortable lead of 23 points, and Tex Evans is looking to make it 27. Over he goes. Oh, he missed it, I think. He's missed it. Well, I wouldn't mind watching a replay of that. I would not mind watching a replay of that. I don't think he touched it. I think it hit his feet.
Yeah, I think it was a good move by Tex. Certainly is the first time he stayed on the outside. A little tentative kick over the top. And he shows really good pace, smashing control of the ball. It's either his left hand or not at all.
He never touched it.
No, he missed
it. What about Tex Evans getting in on the scoring act? However, illegally, what about Adrian Hadley?
Well, he's staying out wide, and the ball isn't working wide, but
for his second. Shrugging off Ireland defence for his second try. Ian Leeds into injury time now with Salford comfortably ahead, 31-0. Cassidy gets it out. Picked up by Blease. Blease getting it away under pressure. As the hooter goes, the Salford fans who've come up a long way but been able to see their side win, set up a big cheer. The Barrow fans wander off a little dispiritedly, but certainly their side tried. They may not have been good enough on the afternoon, but they tried. We saw the evidence of the coaching of Knocker Norton there with some moves which they tried, but they just didn't come off because the ball was spilled and put to earth far too often. That could not be said of Salford. Excellent performance by them in that 31-0 scoreline.
And 2 semi-final tries by David Fell put Salford in the Lancashire Cup final.
On the charge. Leno on to Sherratt. Sherratt with the break. And it's a fine try for David Fell. Salford get the first try of the game under the lee post. Great break that one, Jim. To Tunks. Good tackle though from Westhead this time, not giving Salford any room to work with. Here comes Sherratt now. And Sherratt just shrugs them off. And it's David Fell with his second try of the evening. The same combination that got the opening try. Ahead. Well read though by Ledger for Lee. Hill goes from acting half back.
as the hooter goes to bring to an end this evening's Greenall Lancashire Cup semi-final here at the Willows, and it's a victory for the home side Salford, who go on to play in their 12th Lancashire Cup final, having won it on 5 previous occasions.
The early success continued with the first home league game against Workington Town.
Enforced by injury, and we'll just be anxious to see that they can carry on in the way that they left off on Wednesday.
Thanks, Steve. And Workington take that kick-off. Big forward there driving in, stopped. And another forward driving through there. This is what we'll get in the first minutes. Tunks driving through there. Big man, this Tunks. Going to be an asset to the Salford club, I'm sure. And there's David Fell trying to get away. And that's... Oh, Bradshaw, brilliant break. And there's Steve Kelly's going to go over for the first try. Beautiful break. And a beautiful pass from Arthur Bradshaw. Sharp passing there that made that opening.
Workington have come out looking sharp. Of course, Workington themselves had a good victory last week. They beat Fulham 9 points to 4, and it's little breaks like that that show that they've got every opportunity to do well today.
Hadley's racing over here to the corner from a drop ball. Yes, Workington dropped that ball, and Hadley, well, it was seized upon by a Salford player. No, I didn't. Oh, and there's Blees away. Oh, and there's Fell in for a try easily. You see, it's so easy when you do the simple things. Not such a big lad, but he tackles like he is. Oh, and Tex Evans is going to score here from that drop pass. Another drop pass. Tex Evans has picked up that ball. Don't get it down, Tex. He has this habit of waving, saluting the crowd. A terrible mistake by Workington there, and again I say if Salford get a break they're going to score, because the difference really between these two teams is the pace. There's Gilfillan. Oh yes, yes, and Tex Evans breaks through. And Tex is going right through to the sticks there. Beautiful, beautiful move, a lovely little looped pass from Kerry, and Tex was on the loop. And had he been more decisively tackled than he was, I'm sure he would have passed it inside to Burgess. It was a score anyway. And Arthur Bradshaw, yes, that's a typical Arthur Bradshaw run by Burgess there. 13, it's going right across the line. Gilfillan's running. Oh no! Well, brilliant rugby. That was a shame. It wasn't really a bad play that ball was dropped. It was good play.
That was the sparkle that we've been looking for. There was everything right about that move, and Gilfillan made a lovely break. And I can see him shaking his head now, very disappointed that what was his first real break for Salford Rugby Club didn't actually produce a try which it deserved. A good result, perhaps a disappointing performance, but we know that they're capable of better things, and we look forward to next week's game at Batley, and after that, the Lancashire.
Kevin, you seem to have placed a great deal of emphasis on fitness since you came to Salford, is that correct?
When I took over in October, November last year, Jack, it was one of the things that I was disappointed with. I didn't feel at the time that the players that were here were fit enough for First Division football, and obviously now with us in the Second Division, that proved to be right. So in the summer, we certainly gave the lads a very stiff program, and they've come back, they responded to the program, and the way they are performing today, it just shows that the training program that we had laid out over the summer was right.
Just looking at the overall standard in the second division, still early into the season, of course, does that standard surprise you? Is it better or worse than you expected?
It's about what I expected in the second division, a good mixture of good football and bad football.
Into Yorkshire this time for another away trip to face Batley. Salford left it late, but secured victory in the end.
By Gary Thornton, out of defence, tackled. Salford moving in quickly onto the tackle. There's a big forward there, Martin Spate, number 10, big chunky lad. And again, last 5 tackles again, and Salford really not broken the defence at all. Oh, John Gill followed a beautiful one. Oh, there's a try by Arthur Bradshaw, must score. Yes, tackle just short, but his momentum took him over, and that was a brilliant move on the last tackle. Just what Salford needed at this stage of this game, which had been bogged down in a stalemate situation. But Mark Lee took that ball in when most of Batley must have been looking for a kick, past to Gilfillan, and Gilfillan did a magnificent run along the touchline. Well fed. Oh, and Cassidy just walked through a very slack defence there for a try that put Salford in the lead. Well, woeful defence there from Batley. Full credit to Cassidy. Gibson gathers the ball. Kerry. Burkitt. And now Evans. Evans running for the line. Will he do it? Yes, Evans is going to score, yes. And Evans will go down. A beautiful try. That's the first real play we've seen from one half to the other, in which the ball has been carried, passed very well by Salford. Full credit there to Martin Burkitt. 2 dimmies. And that should seal this match for Salford. A very hard match, a very hard win. Kerry. There's Shane Hansen. Oh, and that's a brilliant bit of play from Salford, right along the line. And that's the kind of thing at the end of the game that we came here to see Salford do. That passing, sharp passing along the line, hand to hand. And the scorer was John Gilfillan again. That's his second try of this game, and now coming at the end, Salford with a rush. Mark Lee doing a good tackling stint, and there's the hooter for the end of this match at Salford, running out victors eventually, 21 points to 10 in what was a much closer contest than the final score suggests. Still, nevertheless.
Against Batley, Salford weren't helped by having to play on a small ground, but late tries by Tex Evans and John Gilfillan clinched victory by 21 points to 10. And for new signing John Gilfillan, it was his first touchdown for the Red Devils. John, you've joined a club, of course, from Central Park, Wigan. They're in the big time. You've joined a club hoping to get back into the big time. Salford.
Yeah, well, Salford, can make the big time shortly. They're doing it the right way. They're going to go up from the second division this year, hopefully win the championship this year, and get the big time from there on.
Is there a lot of pressure on Salford in the second division?
The pressure's always there, because you've got to keep winning the games, and plus Salford being at the top as they will be, they're always going to be there to be knocked off.
Of course, you played in the win at Batley, and of course I presume you feel a lot better after that first game under your belt.
Oh yeah, a lot better, yeah. I enjoyed myself at Batley, even though the pitch was very narrow, and we find it quite hard going up there. It's pretty rough playing against the Yorkshire pack, but at the end of the day we came out with a win.
Of course, you do have first division experience with Wigan. What's the biggest difference between first and second division rugby, John?
There's not really that much difference. It's a lot more physical in the second division. They seem to get older a little bit harder. The games are a little bit slower, but on the whole, the skills and everything are just exactly the same.
Is motivation a problem, going to grounds perhaps like Batley?
Motivation is never a problem, no.
Why do you say that?
Well, at the end of the day, you've got to go out there to win. And it doesn't matter if you're playing Widnes, Batley or Runcorn Highfield.
Coming from a club like Wigan to one, of course, here at the Willows, Salford, there's pressure all over the place, presumably.
There's pressure no matter where you're playing at, and you've always got to play well to keep your place. There's no matter where you're playing, there's going to be pressure.
Presumably, it didn't take you very long to make your mind up then to join Salford?
Not really. Once I was told that there was a firm offer on the table, and I actually told it would been accepted by the Wigan directors, it didn't take me very long at all.
Well, let's hope you enjoy your stay at the Willows.
Thank you.
The Red Devils had a Lancashire Cup final in late September against First Division Widnes. It was Salford's second appearance in 3 seasons, and despite the odds being stacked in the Chemics' favour, Salford were determined not only to enjoy their day out, they also intended to give Widnes a run for their money. Steve, a big occasion approaching Salford this coming weekend, of course, the final of the Lancashire Cup. You'll be looking forward to that more than most people because you missed out the last time.
Well, yeah, it's my first final for Salford. I was suspended when they played Wigan at St Helens last time. I copped a 1-week suspension. It just happened to fall on Cup Day. So I'm looking forward very much to my first Cup final.
I can see that you picked up an injury against Batley. Is that right type of preparation for the Red Devils, playing against second division opposition before meeting the might of Widnes?
Well, it turned out it maybe wouldn't be script-wise, but it turned out the way they played the game. It was nice and hard and up the middle, and I think it's sharpened our defence up a little bit more for the Widnes game.
How are the Salford team finding life in the second division? Is it as you expected?
I don't know, but it's harder than I expected, definitely. We've had Batley at Batley. I knew it wouldn't be easy, but they play to their strengths, which is kick the ball down and just tackle. And they did it successfully for 60 minutes. It was only our fitness that got us through in the end, I feel.
I think one thing that Salford can expect this season in the second division, Steve, is the fact that the opposition will always treat it as their cup final.
Yeah, very much, especially with the start we've had. There won't be any team that's not going to want to beat Salford, so whether it's a home or away, we're definitely going to be in for a hard time.
And despite the marvellous start that Salford have had this season, they're still going to go into the final as underdogs.
Well, yeah, I think even if we were still in First Division, we'd definitely be underdogs because Widnes are the high-flying team. I'm glad we're underdogs. It helps us a bit. We were favourites to beat Lee and we struggled, so we're going underdogs and I think we'll be all right.
I think one thing we shouldn't forget, certainly as far as Salford are concerned, and perhaps this will boost the confidence, the last time Widnes were in the final against Barrow, they were in the second division and Barrow sneaked it.
Yeah, correct, which a couple of my old friends, Steve Herb and Dave Kearns, played that day. We've just got to stick to our guns. Hopefully after 70 minutes we're well in the game and we'll run over them.
Certainly the Red Devils, even by any standards, have had a remarkable start to this season. Has that surprised you?
Not really. We've put in a really good off-season, which I think it's about 17th time I've said that to people, but we had a really good off-season. We did everything Kevin asked of us. The team spirit's there. The lads are flying high. I think we've got 25 good players to pick from now, so it's all happening.
Final question about the team spirit. There's a great atmosphere in the dressing room, and I think that was one thing that was lacking, certainly towards the end of last season, Steve.
Yeah, well, when you lose consistently like we were, it's hard to have team spirit and be happy. And as you say, winners are grinners, aren't they? And at the moment, Salford are certainly enjoying it.
Let's hope Salford are grinning after Saturday.
Good work.
Now underway, Jonathan Davis kicking off for Widnes. Oh, and there's a first mistake right from the kick-off. The ball dropped there by David Fell, rolling into touch. It was a very good kick-off, by the way, which gives Widnes an immediate advantage. Head and feed just near the line. The referee has awarded a free kick. No, a re-scrum. Burgess, and that's a kick through. Yes, and that's a try, and that's a beautiful try. And Peter Williams took advantage of a slap piece of defence from Alan Tate, who tried to kick the ball into touch. Hanson, got that ball out well. Hanson got that ball out well in a tackle. And a try under the sticks from that excellent bit of play, concentrated attack by Salford, and it paid off with a try under the sticks just before half-time.
Well, could we believe that? 39 minutes gone, and Salford doing the straightforward, simple, honest to good rugby things of giving the ball to Blease, who's stretched his legs and gone through the Widnes defence. I mean, the Widnes tackles are tough men, and there was Blease, the better of them. But that was a good move within that, as the applause for Ian Blease's brilliant try. But even into that move, Salford were looking lively. They were keeping the ball alive. We saw Hansen involved in the tackle, getting the ball out, and he was thereby keeping everything in play. Bradshaw will soon be back, and so that's with 12 men. Salford have come back from 12 points to 4 down. If Kerry must get this one. Yes, and they've levelled it. So with 12 men, they've scored a try. They've scored 2 goals in that period. Bradshaw's waiting to come back on the field. We're coming back to full strength.
Setting an example as captain. Oh, and Hadley. And Salford are going to score. Beautiful try. A beautiful, wonderful try. Really engineered by Peter Williams, who put that little kick through, regathered on the full run, gave it to Hadley, and Hadley inside to the scorer. David Fell
up in support again. We've seen him do that so many times this year. I was just starting to think Salford against 12-man Widnes, and it was Widnes that were on top. And then they put together that series of passes and culminating with a brilliant try under the post. He started with Williams using his nous, kicking through into space, picking the ball up cleanly, passing it on to Hadley. And Hadley waited for Fell to join in support, and he had a clear run under the posts. That was exciting stuff. That was great play from Salford. That's what you have to do, take advantage when the opposition is down to 12 men. So, can Kerry get this conversion?
And Salford end this match on attack, I think, with a kick up by taken. And a very, very relieved Widnes team throw their hands in the air at a victory over Salford by 24 points to 18, which they achieved after a tremendous battle from the Reds. And only in the late stages of the game did Widnes actually assert their full authority to win this Lancashire Cup final. Well played, Salford.
Here, that was a tremendous game of rugby. It was one of the best for a long time. It was close, it was the underdogs nearly causing the upset. It was only in the last 5 minutes or so that Widnes took the decisive lead of the game. And what a nice touch at the end, the teams and the players sporting forever, in particular the old buddies Holiday and Blease, giving each other their first of all the congratulatory pat from Blease and the consolation from Holiday.
Salford defeated against Widnes then, but certainly not disgraced. And now it's back to league action at the Willows.
Williams batting through the middle. That was the only place where he could go, as passing was rather slow along this side. And that's an up and under from Cassidy. And it's been taken, and it's a try, a mistake by the Doncaster fullback. And it's John Gilfillan who seized on that mistake, dropped the ball. It was a wonderful kick, a very telling kick by Cassidy, and that's the first score of the match.
Yes, 8 minutes gone, and that's just the sort of start that Salford needed. We can't claim that it was from particularly pretty rugby. It was a useful kick forward that went a long way into the sky from Cassidy, which is exactly what he should do. It gives his backs and forwards the opportunity to get up there to follow the ball up. It was a good chase from Gilfillan, so that when the Doncaster fullback made the mistake, and it is a difficult ball to take in all fairness, which says tribute to Gibson's take earlier on when he took it cleanly. Gilfillan was up there and able to stride over. Whew. Well, it was up. Oh dear. But it counts, it was in, so there we are. That's a good start from Salford, and let's hope they can build on this lead.
There's Clare. Go, dummy, nice dummy. Clare inside, it's lovely. Oh, lovely try by Clare. Well, Clare really burst into some action there, making the initial break, passing it out to the wing, and then when he took the return pass, he swivelled and evaded all the tacklers. Oh yes. Bradshaw almost over from Cassidy's pass there. Yes. The Salford player ran to the line, turned his back and whipped it out, and the following up player gratefully, Adrian Hadley, playing in the pack, following up, dived over the line and placed the ball down. Oh, a back pass there from... Oh, and a good move there. The hooter with Salford on attack at the end of the match, and Salford have won this match. Not a very exciting game, but a very satisfying result for Salford, and they'll be very glad that they've won this match. After last Saturday's exertion, after so many team changes, even though it was a poor match, Salford have won the match 21 points to 4, and that must take them towards the top of the second division.
Another victory against Doncaster set up the Red Devils for a trip to Rydale York. And that represented Salford's biggest league test so far. But they rose to the challenge with tries by John Gilfillan, Ian Sherratt, plus 4 goals from Martin Burkitt.
Match for that passing movement. But that was nice. That was a nice break from Bradshaw, and it was Gibson who was up with him to take the pass. Oh, that was well taken. And a little kick through, and Gilfillan might get it. And he does! And he scores! Well, that was a lovely kick through. Lovely kick through from Burgess. And it was Gilfillan who was following up. And the York defenders just a little bit slow on that occasion, and watched him pick the ball up and put it down within a couple of feet only to work within that corner flag. But after I've been saying that Salford were not looking too good with their only scoring opportunity so far in the game, they've actually put together a move which has resulted in a try. Still, Owen, it's Blease who was injured in that tackle. It was a tough tackle. It's going out, and it's inside to Hansen, and it's Sherratt, and he scored. Well, Salford needed that. They kept the ball alive at the vital time. And that was a good try from Sherratt. That was a good team try. Still not giving up. And it's York, Salford intercepting the loose pass just on the final hooter. Well, that's a great result for Salford. They had to work hard for the whole 80 minutes, and they had to work extra hard in the second half after Evans was sent off, and that's going to be a blow to the team, not having him for the next few weeks. Also, we hope that Burkitt isn't too seriously injured. He's
Another professional performance by Salford kept their unbeaten league record intact. Next it was Barrow, and in this game,
Salford came within a whisker of breaking the club record score, with Steve Kerry making double figures by kicking 10 goals.
We're all looking forward to another good game here at the Willows. It's another sunny day, reminiscent of the days against Oldham and St Helens earlier in the season in Lancashire Cup. And I suppose we're all expecting Salford to win today. They're the clear favourites. Good victory last week with 12 men for most of the second half at York has established them as the #1 contenders. I suppose we're all expecting a lot of points, but it's not going to be easy. But it would be nice to see an extra dimension to Salford's play, and that is the backs running well with the ball, and making the breaks.
By Tony Conroy. Cassidy, and Burgess has dummied and gone, and he's given that ball, and there is Gibson going over for the first try, a rather easy try, I thought. It's concerning that incident. I hope that rugby league players are not going to be encouraged by what happened at the disciplinary committee last week. So many. Oh, and there's the Salford break, and oh yes. Oh, beautiful there from Blease. And Blease may score. Oh, and there's Bradshaw going all the way to the line. Arthur Bradshaw. Just simple, basic rugby, passing the ball from man to man, and a try under the sticks from that real pearl of a find here at Salford, Arthur Bradshaw. Oh, and Cassidy. Oh, and David fell. Oh, what a beautiful try. Cassidy. Oh, and Gibson's broken. Feldman is broken. Oh, yes, a try, full length of the field try, finished off by John Gilfillan. And that was another good move by Frank Cassidy there, almost completely breaking the line, and Guildford is just going to stroll through a gap there from that play the ball.
But as it is, what's happening here? A clear run in. Oh, that was Andy Burgess. The ball coming out against the head. Andy Burgess picking it up from loose forward, and the Barrow pack just watching him. And Salford win another one. Kerry's going down the blind side.
Oh, and Kerry's away there, and he's got Paul O'Neill with him. And Paul O'Neill's going to score under the sticks on his debut. Beautiful, and he loves it. Yes, a delightful dive over the line. Paul O'Neill scores his first try for Salford.
Peter, makes a change for you to see a game from up here. What do you think of this one?
Well, obviously it's quite an easy game at the scoreline of 50-0 at half time. I think that Barrow, they're probably struggling a little bit this year, and I don't think having the number 9 sent off in the first 10 minutes helped them.
No, do you think it was a fair dismissal?
Yeah, of course. He came through and he elbowed Frank Cassidy in the head with the other ball. It was a blatant foul, and he deserved everything he got.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. You must be able to see some of the moves that you work on in training coming off today. Can you tell us about any of them in particular?
Well, it's just one of those days where, unfortunately for Barrow, that the fellas seem to have started on the right foot. We got a good start. We put a few points on them, and as I said, now being a man short, they're finding it very hard to contain us with their defence. I think it's just a good thing in as much as the confidence. A lot of the fellas, a lot of the things we've been trying a lot lately. It's hard, obviously, being a tall poppy in the second division. Everyone sort of tries to lift their game when they play it. And I just think that it's a great morale booster for the side to have such an easy game.
Absolutely right. Peter, and can we ask you, how's your injury recovering?
Oh, good. Last week against York, I damaged some ligaments and muscles in the top of my back and the bottom of my neck, and the doctor just advised me to have a week off, but I'll be back and available for selection next week.
Oh, well, that's good news for us all. And how are you enjoying your time over in England and at Salford in particular?
Oh, great. I've really enjoyed the time I've had here. Unfortunately, I had some knees in the back a few weeks ago against Workington, and I copped this knock last week. But my fitness is coming around quite well, and I'm happy with the way everything's progressing. And hopefully, with another game or two under my belt, I'll be back to a tip-top form.
Well, that's great. We're delighted. It's great we watch you up here, and it's great to have you on the team, and we wish you all the best. It's good of you to talk to us now. Thank you for that. We hope you recover quickly, and good luck for the rest of the season.
Thanks very much.
Thank you, Peter.
Oh, knock on immediately. Disaster for Barrow at the start of the second half. Yes, and that's a try there by Aidy Hadley. And Gibson's easily over. Yes, well, the line was bound to break there, but that was a beautiful move and lovely pass from Kerry to Gilfillan, who... Kerry decides to kick forward and he takes the ball, and there's a beautiful break there by Kerry to Fell, is going unopposed under the sticks. Well, with a depleted team, that's the tactic that is almost bound to succeed. If you kick ahead, if you gather the ball, you've broken the defence and they're already at least one man short. Andy Burgess here. Fell to Kerry, to Gibson. And Gibson spots a guy and races through beautifully. And there's Gilfillan, he's going to get his hat-trick now. Ah, it's a beautiful break there from Gibson. Yes, and Gilfillan finally got over for his third try.
Difficult kick, this one for Kerry. Will the record score be equalled? No, just. We're 2 points short of the record. 2 points short of the record.
And there's the final whistle for this match at the Willows, which Salford have won by 76 points to 10, and that will again push them up, perhaps into top place. We'll see from the results of other matches today. Halifax and Carlisle are heading Salford at the moment. We'll see what this score, this match here today, does to that position in the league.
It's Charlie-Borough next, and another high-scoring game.
Cassidy is through. Beautiful. And there's John Gilfillan. And Hadley over the line. Yes, brilliant piece of football. Every Salford player involved did very well. Sharp backing up. Good. There's Kerry. Oh, and Gilfillan is right through, beautifully through. And there, Andy Burgess. There you are, you see, Frank Cassidy again. Shows his great skill for an opening. Drew the man. And Gilfillan also shows again he's a very good player at timing a run onto a pass. And oh yes, and that was Bradshaw going through, but I think
he got it round on his Kerry on the break. Brilliant.
Oh, brilliant run from Kerry. Is he making it all the way? Beautiful. Arthur Bradshaw's second try from a brilliant, absolutely brilliant move right from the scrum. Steve, you describe that.
Oh dear.
Fell to Gibson. Salford throwing this ball about now, having a go. Oh, and there's Tex going, and there's Burgess will go over the line easily, yes. Beautiful bit of play. He was there to pick it up, and now... Oh, and there, it's Gilfillan, yes, coming inside beautifully. Going all the way, is he? No, yes. Oh, David Fellis. Gibson. Well, there, from one end to the other, from a loose pass by Charlie-Borough, picked up by Hadley, right through. Salford finished with a beautiful run from Gilfillan, in and out of the, weaving in and out of the Charlie defence for Gibson to go over. Well, oh yes, I don't know if that was meant, but that was a good, beautiful try again by Andy Burgess going for his third try, and Arthur Bradshaw did very well then for that. Very sharp second row forward, as I said before, not very big, but he makes up for it. Is that Hadley? Yes, they managed eventually, after a lot of hiccuping, to get that ball from their own end and put it over the line for what would probably be the last try of this game.
Which makes the final score Chorley Borough 0, Salford 50. A tremendous performance from the Salford team, playing well all the time. A good performance from Chorley, all credit to them. If there is a slight sour note, we hope that the injury on Evans isn't too serious. And a great play from Salford again, Jim. Jim, you have the last word.
Another victory then for Salford, and certainly the early season form was very encouraging. Who could stop them? Salford were in no mood to show any mercy.
And that's the hooker, Steve Garner, driving to the 22 line. Oh. There's Mark Lee going through. Oh, beautiful run back. Oh, yes! Cassidy's going to score under the sticks, juggled with the ball from Fell. Beautiful try, and in that little spell, Salford launched two very incisive attacks and finally broke down this Trafford Borough defence. It's a shouting that the referee should tell that man to get off. Oh, yes! Oh, yes! Yes, he's given the try, and is it Steve Kerry who kicked that ball on? Yes.
Two tries in 2 minutes, and what great thinking from Kerry. He made one against Barrow like that by kicking ahead. This time the bounce deceived the Trafford Borough full back, and Kerry was fast enough to be there and pounce on it to kick it ahead again and just outpace the Trafford wingman covering back. I think it was Connor covering back, and the referee decided that Kerry in the end threw himself at the ball and got there first, just ahead of the Trafford Borough player. Great try.
A good drive in there from Sherratt. Beautiful play there from Salford. Yes. Oh, beautiful play all the way. What a marvellous try you want to see. That should be recorded as one of the tries of the season. Evans took that well. The rain is driving down now here at Willows. Oh, and Gibson is through beautifully. Beautiful run by Gibson. Has he got somebody with him? That's how the fans like to see Gibson running. Now Shane Hanson, look at that for a drive into the defence. Under severe pressure now, Trafford. Oh, beautiful. Oh, the ball's still going here. Yes, and it's a try. Oh, brilliant. And the pressure was there, and there was no way that Trafford were going to stop a try being scored there. Meadows going through there. Nice little bit of passing. That brings the game to an end, and Salford's 8th victory, still 100%. Steve, can we keep going?
Well, let's hope so. We look forward to Sunday. If we look back at the performances...
2 more points in the bag and another 8 goals for Steve Kerry, plus 2 tries for Salford's scrum half. And he even found time to drop a couple of goals as well.
Mr. Chairman, it has been a marvellous start for Salford this season. You must be very pleased.
Very pleased, Jack. I'm pleased with the rugby we're playing. I keep saying it, our defensive pattern is better than it's ever been, certainly since I've been chairman, since I think since I watched Salford.
we play a very organised game now, but we've still not lost the flair to attack and obviously excite the crowds. So I mean, 8 games, 8 wins, just 6 points in the Lancashire Cup final. We're not grumbling.
Confidence is always an important factor to have, and I think we've seen that from the Red Devils in abundance this season.
That's right, Jack. We've competition for places. As I said earlier on, we play the right kind of rugby. The confidence is there. Can anybody beat us? I hope not.
The pre-season preparations went fairly well, and I know that you were delighted with the response of the players since you brought the new coach Kevin Tamati in. I think we're now seeing the benefits of that on the field, as perhaps even as well as off it.
That's right, Jack. We've got a good team there. Kevin Tamati, Terry Cassidy, Steve O'Neill. They all want us to play that brand of rugby. I mean, they're all tuned into it. It's I won't say it's a modern game of rugby we play, but we play more or less an Australian style of rugby league. We tackle very well and we attack from defence. And the pre-season was a little bit boring, I've got to be honest. There's nothing like watching them with the ball in their hand when they're training, but when they're doing defensive patterns and you're just an onlooker, it's not too exciting. But it certainly paid off.
Kevin, the Salford impressive start to the season continues.
Yeah, we're lucky, Jack. We are able to get the points on board. We are able to put teams under pressure, which certainly is helping our performance. So, the luck at the moment is going our way.
The game against Trafford Borough, I think, was very important for Salford to get the points, but also they managed to entertain the crowd in really what were appalling conditions for much of the match.
Yes, Jack, the conditions were bad, but as far as entertainment goes, I think we were far below par, and I can only attribute that to the conditions that we played in tonight. Trafford Borough, along with Swinton and Lee, worry me purely and simply because they are home derbies. Now, the same situation wouldn't happen if they were from over the Pennines.
But obviously now a great opportunity to consolidate Salford's position with another home game coming quickly after the Trafford Borough match.
We've got to see whether we've got a full team or not, Jack. We picked up a couple of bad knocks, a couple of cuts, but I don't think at this point in time that they're bad, or too bad anyway, that will warrant them missing Sunday's encounter against Bramley. But yes, certainly another home advantage, and like I said at the beginning of the season, anybody at home.
I think another situation we've seen occurring at the Willows this season, Kevin, you mentioned a couple of injuries and a couple of knocks there. Perhaps this time last season it would have been a major problem for you to bring in and recruit different players. This season we seem to have ready-made replacements and people straining at the leash to get into the team.
Well, we're not that overly blessed with players ready to come in. I've got a heavy core of probably 17, 18, maybe 20 at the most. The rest of them are young players who still have a lot to learn, and I'm pleased that at the moment we're not under the same pressure that we were under this time last year, where we were giving any mother or anyone a run in the first side.
I do feel obviously very confident with this side now, right from the top, from Kevin Tamati right down to the lad who looks after the kit. I think that we've got it absolutely right, professional. We're a different setup altogether.
We're under no pressure in defence, we're under no pressure in attack, and it doesn't do any good for our game, purely and simply because the lads know that there's no pressure there and someone's going to make a break and someone's going to score any time in the game in the 80 minutes. So there's not a great deal of pressure on the lads at the moment.
Well, let's hope we can quickly get into the first division where presumably there'll be a little bit more pressure.
No, there'll certainly be that pressure, and in getting back into the first division, bearing in mind that we're not even halfway through this season yet. I'm certainly going into the first division. Well, when we do go back into the first division, I'm going back in there to have a good go at the championship. I'm not going back there to be another yo-yo team that has happened to hit Salford over the last 5 or 6 years. I don't want that to happen. That's, as far as the club is concerned, that's probably the worst thing that could happen to us, and I just don't want that to happen.
Salford didn't concede any points against the next opposition when it was Bramley's turn to try and upset the Red Devils' early season rhythm.
Richard Tunks breaks the tackle actually. Perry, Burgess. Oh, beautiful football there, lovely. And Hadley's over for the first try. He's going round under the sticks. Gilfillan actually, yes, it was Gilfillan. He was in the wing position. Beautiful bit of rugby there by Salford. He should wipe the tackles out now. Has he wiped? He hasn't wiped the tackle, did he? Oh yes, he's wiped out, yes. Burkett's going to the goal, yes. Nice return to Burkett, injured at Rydale York, and it's his first match since, and that shows he's fully recovered. He actually dummied and then shrugged the tackle off before going over. Now can Salford get over from this close in position? Yes. Yes, it's a try. Blease transferred that ball very well. It was juggled by, was it David Fell? And the try was made, yes. No problem with Sherratt. Sherratt, oh yes, Kelly, there, there's Gibson. And there is A.D. Hadley going over. A beautiful break there. By Kerry. Into Tunks, Kerry. Oh, Fell through, yes. Beautiful break by Fell here. Well, no. He couldn't pass inside. I mean, the ball would have been knocked down, I think, if he'd passed inside. And Hadley, oh yes. Tunks is going over from Hadley's pass. Oh, a good hard run here by Sherratt on a beautiful pass. And this Durham is having a fight here, this madman here at number 12. I don't know what he's playing at all. He took Sherratt after the ball there, and he wanted to continue the fight. He's something of a maniac, I think.
Well, it's a shame. It's always a sad sight to see men fighting in incidents like that, and we haven't seen anything of that this year. That was a great play from Salford, let's not forget that. It really was first-class play from Salford, an excellent break from Gilfillan, who I thought just prior to that move was looking in a bit of pain, and he's certainly looking in great anguish now. He's received a very bad knock. It was unlucky that he couldn't quite get the ball away, because the pass that he might have made, there's the Bramley player going off for 10 minutes to the sin bin. And also Sherratt as well, both off for 10 minutes, down to 12 men. And
and Tunks through there. Oh, come on, Hadley. You can see what he can run now. It's a beautiful try. And that was Tunks simply breaking through and doing the obvious thing. If you break in the middle of the field, is to just immediately pass the ball. You're bound to score. Steve Gibson's ball. Well taken, Steve. Yes. Right back at them. Right back at them. That's the way. Oh, well done. Oh, that's football. Beautiful football there by Salford. Texas still going. Yes, that beautiful little kick through when he was almost smothered, Tex Evans, but finally, what a beautiful piece of football, Steve, there.
Oh, that might even go down as one of the tries of the season. It certainly got to be one of the contenders. There was just so much involved. In actual fact, it started with Bramley's great attacking play and their standoff. Oh, the crowd loved that. Just listen to all that applause.
Oh, yes. Oh, beautiful there again. And Tex. Oh, yes! Oh, and Tunks puts one up, and it's a good one. Oh, and Salford may score again. Gibson from here. No. And that's the end of the match with a score of 40-0, and Salford still playing football up to the very last second.
Yes, well, every victory is a good victory, and that had some classic tries in that one. It also had its periods of play when perhaps the teams didn't perform as well as we're accustomed to seeing them. But another great result for Salford, another excellent score, 40 points to 0.
By this time, Salford's points tally was beginning to look impressive as they prepared to visit lowly Runcorn Highfield. Salford were also looking to further improve their position on top of the league table. In the end, though, it was a spirited display by Runcorn to keep the scoreline to reasonable proportions.
Oh, that was easy. Just easy to pass the ball along the line for the try. Gibson waved for it, and that's the first try. Size of relief all round, and what was to most fans most unexpected. Oh, and that's a lovely run by Bradshaw again. There's Tunks. Oh, a beautiful try, and again it was that Arthur Bradshaw break. He is, at the moment, he's the best forward on this field, Arthur Bradshaw. It's the last tackle. Salford taking it across, and it's Bradshaw again. And another try, beautiful, on the last tackle, without kicking, right along the line. Beautiful bit of rugby. And that's Salford's third try. They're now livening up somewhat.
Gilfillan had to spend too much time controlling the ball and wasn't able to go forward, but it's going to come over to the right now. Tamati, Gibson, Hansen, Bradshaw, fell, and it's fell in the end, making it look so easy. In fact, the ball never went to Bradshaw. Bradshaw was the spare man in support. Good try, Jim. But there's Tunks always keeping the ball available. And Arthur Bradshaw to Gibbo, and Gibson's going. Now he's beating one man. He's past two now. Want to get it to the line? Oh, he's going to make it. Oh, he's choosing to kick. He's going through his own. Want to get there before the ball? He does, and he's given the try. Magnificent try by Gibson. That's what we know. He's so capable of doing. He's taking them all on his own, and the kick in the end, he judged to perfection, and he put the ball down to score another try.
For the Runcorn game, Salford's red tide turned to blue, but that didn't stem the flow, and Steve Gibson's late touchdown sealed victory. By this time, Salford had entered into a player exchange deal, and that involved Peter Tunks going to Sheffield Eagles and Francis Leota moving across the Pennines in the opposite direction.
One strange Leota. Perhaps we ought to say, as the play gets underway, that we wish Peter Tunks well in his new move. He was playing his part in Salford's great success this year so far, and we hope that his successor will do the same. So the play's off, and it's Salford in possession, looking sharp right at the beginning. Look at that pass.
Yes, and there's Salford coming into Whitehaven territory from the kick-off. And to Ian Sherratt. Dave Gibson gathers that ball and runs through. Oh, and that's a try in the first minute by Dave Fell, backing up again. Steve Gibson made the initial break, and Andy Burgess passed that ball to Fell. That's in the first minute, Steve. Leota passes the ball out there in the tackle. Yes. Crawford throwing it about now. Should keep going there. Oh, yes. And that's skillful, and he's going to score. Yes. Yes, that was a good play of rugby. They switched the ball. A bit of careless play over on the right, but very quickly switched to the left, and a nice run to finish off by Guildford. Whitehaven player injured there. Sherritt coming through well. Oh, and Sherritt's broken well. And Sherritt's going under the sticks. That's the kind of play that we expect from this powerhouse of a prop forward. That was a brilliant try for a prop forward, Steve.
Yeah, it certainly was. Salford's celebration at the moment. A Whitehaven player's going off. He looks quite badly injured. They're quite worried about him. But great credit to Sherritt for that try with nothing else on. I was just thinking that all the Salford team were actually bunched in the middle of the field, and Sherritt got his head down, barged his way over, kept going, and when he had the full-back, he actually had a nice little sidestep to beat the full-back and went over under the post. But
fans complaining that they're lying on in the tackle. Oh, beautiful football there. Beautiful football there. Started off by Gibson and finished by him, but the passing there and the way, particularly some 2 or 3 awkward passes were taken, Steve, that was good handling.
Oh yeah, that was magnificent. Great break from Harrow, and it was just a little bit of carelessness from Whitehaven that prevented them scoring a try, but full credit to the Salford players because they were back stopping them scoring, and they were back tackling it in the end. Oh, look at that cheeky pass.
That was Bradshaw again, and there's Guildford. Oh, beautiful run there. And it's carried on by Kerry. And as Kerry got it back, and oh, if that's a try, that's a beautiful try. What a try. Steve, I couldn't even name the players involved in that, and finally, at that far end, the player who finally finished off that beautiful bit of rugby. Oh, and they've broken through, yes, it was almost completely covered, but the tackling was a bit weak at the end. Oh, and there's Kerry. And Kerry is going to go all the way under the... That man's a magnificent little runner under the sticks. Once that ball was given to Kerry, there was no danger. He can sidestep and jink in that position any time.
Yeah, what a magnificent try from Kerry. He's making a scrum half position in his own now.
And here's Arthur Bradshaw on one of his runs again. Played the ball. Quick play the ball. Oh, and through there, yes, beautiful again. There's Evans. Oh! He scored a peculiar try, Steve. We're coming right to the end of the match, and if they kick for touch and had a tackle, he may only bring the hooter, so why not have a rest and try to get 2 extra points bonus. There it is, 40 points to 8. And did the hooter go there? It was a crowd hooter, it wasn't. It's gone now. I think that hooter does bring an end to the game, and fans stream on, especially the younger ones.
Well, thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
At the end of a very good game
for
Salford.
The Red Devils now take a break from league action as they travelled to close rivals Oldham at Watersheddings in the first round of the Regal Trophy. But sadly for Salford, the only highlight was Steve Gibson's impressive touchdown in a match where Salford struggled to find any real form.
Line up here, strong forwards there in Fairbank. McAllister, who caused so much damage to Salford in that Lancashire Cup, and the Australian John Cogger. We've also got a good half-back pairing there in Ford and Clark, another Australian. Referee now going to kick off, Steve, for I think it's going to be a cracking game.
Yes, great expectations from all of us. Referee Carter. So Oldham on attack, little kick through. Who's got it covered? It's Evans got it covered, back to Gibson, and Gibson runs away beautifully. Look at this tremendous clearing run from Gibson, and he's clear. Can he go the length of the field? If he can go the length of the field, he's by the try of the season. By the try the whole season he has done, and that's a brilliant try. That's a fabulous try. Well, we were talking about the man of the match contenders. That might make Gibson the man of the match. What a brilliant try. What a tremendous try. Oh, Jim, what can you say about that?
I must say that Steve Gibson is the man of the match here for that try alone, but he's done a lot more than that.
It was never going to be easy at Watersheddings, and Salford were not able to reproduce their earlier Lancashire Cup success against close rivals Oldham. The home team running out convincing winners in the end by a final score of 26 points to 6. However, Salford were to bounce back quickly when they met Whitehaven for the second time this season.
Now can Salford work a ploy, the run around and then the distribution? That's a good try for captain Ian Blease. A well-worked move there, Les, and it's a try from Ian Blease on that second play of the ball. Frank Cassidy, the spin pass. David Fell has to take it in. He didn't have enough time to distribute wide out. 3 tackles gone. Worrell takes it close. Mick Worrell, the number 8 for Salford, gets the easiest of tries for the Lancashire side.
Easiest to come of age, but he's just about 20-21 and he's now the first choice.
Well, there's Cassidy kicking through. This could be a try for Frank Cassidy. That's a beautiful kick. Cassidy's followed it up, and that is a superb piece of opportunism from the Salford number 6. Frank Cassidy, a try really out of nothing. Well, with just less than 10 minutes to go in this first half, we've got John Goodfillan in the gap. John Goodfillan looking inside. Inside is Steve Gibson. Steve Gibson goes over. And that, another classic try from Salford in this very free-throwing game here at the recreation ground. Try and find a gap in this defence. Well, that's an interception from Williams. Williams to Evans. Now, has Evans got the leg? This is the big chase. He stepped back inside. He's linked again. Salford still keep it alive. There's Kerry coming from the back. Kerry's got past short. Steve Kerry's going to score. Signals to the crowd. Great dive. But Steve Kerry scored, and he's pleased about that. That was a superb try.
Well, it shows the enthusiasm of the fullback, Gibson. He's an all-action man, as we said. And there's another one. Tex Evans, a burst through from him, a kick through over the top to chase between him and Horrow. Evans is there first. That's a good control. Will he score? Oh, what a beautiful pickup. That's a great try from Tex Evans. That's a superb Salford try, just the sort of fillip that they needed to finish this second half off. So unfortunately, Burnley lost possession. Arthur Bradshaw's picked it up. So into injury time now. Worrell the distribution. Blease out here on the right wing. The captain, I think, deciding to have a bit of a breather on the right wing as the hooter goes. Salford have beaten Whitehaven here at the recreation ground. A vastly entertaining game by 38 points to 12. And really a tremendous game of rugby, but Whitehaven coming very much second best against the second division leaders, Salford.
The victory against Whitehaven set Salford up nicely for the next game against arch rivals Swinton.
Yes, and Cassidy breaks the stranglehold that Swinton have had on them for the whole of this match, with a lovely little chip through. And Steve Gibson taking it from the stand-off half position and going. And a brilliant run up the field, very similar to the one when he went the full length of the field at Oldham in the Young Players in the Eagles Trophy. Oh, Peter Williams, come on. Running well. Oh, beautiful play by Salford this. Oh, and Hadley scores after all the hard work that's had to go through even to make a break here, we've now seen a wonderful piece of football, Steve, with Salford really at the best.
Absolutely magnificent. Gibson, that man again, on to the right the way across the field to this side. Interplay between Williams and Gilfillan, and Hadley in the end having the easiest of chances, but it wasn't the easiest of chances. It was tremendous team play from the whole of the team and justified reward for what has become 80 minutes gruelling effort. They had to hold Swinton.
The game was played in appalling conditions at the Willows, and Salford expected a hard match against Swinton, and the Lions didn't disappoint. But eventually, the Red Devils silenced the Lions' roar. And so to Dewsbury for another 50-pointer.
Which we can see away down at the far end from us, down into that right-hand corner. Salford are playing up the slope in this first half. It'll be up to Dewsbury to see if he can get an advantage from that, which they'll try to hold at half-time, but we'll see.
Yes, thanks, Jim. And look, here's almost a break on for Salford. Unfortunately, losing the ball, giving Dewsbury the first opportunity. I think the other thing, Jim, that we ought to say is that in this half, it's Dewsbury who are playing with the wind behind the back, and it is a very strong and gusting wind today, and no doubt that part of their game will be to kick and take full advantage and try and gain as much yardage as possible. You can see that very clearly from this camera position in the corner. 3 yards out, along the line, a move on. Who's he going to? Oh, men over, doesn't need them. He's there, he's Burgess. Well, what a lovely move from Salford. But it's a good tackle, just holding him back, and now it's coming over to the left. Now they must be men over this side. A long pass to Gibson. On to Blease, is Blease going for the line? No, he's on to Kerry. It's to Williams, and Hadley's going out on his own in the corner. And that's a nice try from Hadley. And, well, I think you saw the anguish on Hadley's face then. I think it's perhaps... Oh, no, look, here's Kerry. Look at Kerry looking for a way through, seeing men. Oh, and still clear. Getting his pass out. Love beautifully to Gibson. And who's he got with him? Look, oh, so many options open. Oh, but just a little bit over anxious. And he's still going. And Williams is going inside to Burkitt's found him, and he still goes on. But a forward pass given. A forward pass given on the sixth tackle, and almost an opportunity wasted there. Yeah, he looked so good, but couldn't quite make it. And they've lost the ball, but he's kept it alive. And it's Williams. Oh, and a nice pass from Williams to Burkitt to score. Drew his men beautifully. So we've got 35 minutes gone, and Salford comfortably in the lead, 20 points to 2. Oh, and another lovely break from Kerry. What a great game he's having today. And who's that with him? Oh, it's Gilfillan, who's going all the way on his own. Going through now the Dewsbury team at leisure. Well played, another great try. Good try from Salford. Tremendous effort. It's Kerry this time, isn't it? Kerry having a good game today. To Cassidy, who's going to put in a little kick. Let's charge down. So it's all on again now. There must be an overlap. It's going out to Gibson. Gibson nearly through, but it doesn't matter. He got the pass out. Well, good thinking play. Now it's Evans on the outside. It's inside play to Gilfillan. Gilfillan still looking to keep the ball alive to Kerry. Kerry's passing it inside. Magnificent play. Oh, brilliant. And in the end, it's Evans who comes over in the corner. What magnificent rugby that was, Jim. That's the best try so far.
Yes, and it's one of the best of the season too. A lot of players involved and good support play. They practice that kind of play a lot in training. And you know, I don't think I've ever been to this ground, Steve, and seen Salford score 6 tries in the first half.
What is Gibson? Looking to go left, then going through right on his own, and he's taken on through on his own, he's kicked through, all he has to do is, he's putting forward in football, and it's a brilliant solo effort from Gibson, a magnificent solo effort, although he got a knock from a Dewsbury player on the way through. When he kicked the ball through, it was definitely impeded by the Dewsbury player, and even though he carried on, he's going to have difficulty there with that injury, Jim, but great solo effort from Gibson. It's going out right. Oh, lovely move inside. And it's an easy try. Just lacking a little bit of flair on that occasion. Perhaps missing Gibson's inspiration at the back, Jim.
Yes, but also I think both sets of players will be looking for the end of this game. It's not been very comfortable to be playing rugby. Kenny's away, beautiful break.
Oh, it's that man Kerry again, and look at that. That's a tremendous try. Brilliant try. Man of the match now by miles, Jim. Brilliant try. From that scrum, he took his opponent on and then went round the full-back. Magnificent try.
I think a 32-point lead at half-time is very handy, and I think it takes the pressure off you. Maybe Salford have... they've got some hard matches to come in a short period of time, and therefore I suppose they may be thinking, well, relax a little, and now it's the end of the game. Salford's 14th victory, Steve, 28 points in the league, and still only 84 points scored against them.
Tremendous display from Salford, another tremendous win. For me, Kerry, the man of the match, excellent goal kicking, a magnificent solo try. We hope.
So Salford recorded 50 points or more for the third time in the season against Dewsbury, and Steve Kerry continued his personal tally with another 7 goals and a try, as once again the Red Devils prepared for another big test. A downpour of heavy rain at Hilton Park Lee made the playing conditions very difficult, and when the rain came, it was only shortly before the action was due to start. The game itself turned out to be a very ill-tempered affair, but Salford always held the upper hand, even though they had to overcome the extremely difficult playing surface. Along with this, they also had to overcome a determined Lee effort. The match was marred by a massive flare-up, and really it came as no surprise to the spectators when the game erupted. Players of both teams became involved. However, fortunately for Salford, they had, by that time, mastered the conditions, and Lee as well. This thanks to tries by Peter Williams and Ian Blease. We had also, of course, by this time entered 1991, and perhaps for the first time, people were beginning to wonder if Salford could achieve the remarkable feat of going through a complete season undefeated. And without doubt, following the victory over Lee, confidence was high.
I think it's down to with Kevin Tammany having us through the off-season, getting us doing the training that he wanted us to do, and being second division, it's made it a little bit easier, but it's been a good year so far.
Of course, there is always this gap between second and first. I mean, none of you will be fooled by the fact that if you do get up next season, it seems certain it will be pretty hard work.
Yeah, as you say, you get your confidence up in second division, but it's a different league altogether. And since I've been here, the 4 years I've been here, it's been hard for teams to go up and stay up. A lot of them come straight back down.
Do you think there's a possibility that you might this time? I mean, have you got the personnel, the spirit, the confidence, the backing?
Yeah, I'm sure. I think Salford are one of the clubs that haven't got the financial problems that a lot of other first division clubs have. And when we go up, I'm sure we'll be able to buy 6 or 7 players and have a squad of 25, which should be able to enable us to stay up.
Right, York, as I've just said, they were beaten in a very tight game at Swinton, and Swinton, of course, are going for promotion themselves, so they're going to be tough opposition today. It's
been the hardest game we've had this year was Ryedale away, so they've come here, and if they lose today, they're slipping right out of the four, so they're desperate for a win, and I said it's all down to Salford today. I'm having the home advantage should be good enough for us.
When you're out on the park, and obviously you're not there today, but the other players are you conscious of the fact that you're protecting an unbeaten record, or is it just over the 80 minutes today that matters?
Yeah, well, every week's a big one because no matter who we play now, they want to be the team to beat the 100% record. Ryedale's a little bit special, you say, because they're one of the top 4 contenders. It's not in the back of your mind, but it's always good to come off knowing that you've still got the 100% record.
Do you feel you're getting the support here at the Willows that you deserve? Attendances have gone up, but not as much as one might have hoped.
No, they've gone down a lot from last year. To have a good attendance, you've got to be playing first division rugby, I feel. So I think we're averaging about 2.5 this year, which isn't quite good enough, but we're one of the better teams in second division, I think.
You held Widnes very close in the Lancashire Cup final. Did that do a lot for your morale?
Yeah, it did. It was a sort of boost we needed at the start of the season to have a good cup run and prove that we weren't a second division side. And we had 3 good games against first division opposition and then a good cup. It would have been good to win, but we had a good game there. So we've gone on from there, really.
What price to run in the Challenge Cup then?
Oh, we've got a good start, so it's all up to the draw then, isn't it?
Horton, the long one, Lidbury. I think he may have had a good. Adrian Hadley's away. Adrian Hadley. Well, Steve, you're a very happy man, Steve. Every viewer heard the go on. Hadley with Hanson. Got it out well.
this will be dangerous for Rydal.
Steve Carey. Oh, he has got pace. Oh, good running. Super try by Steve Carey. The amazing thing there, he's into his stride so quickly.
He's picked it up well and scored well, but I think Shane Hanson can take a... Yeah, you see Shane Hanson there. He had 3 or 4 defenders around. He's got a good ball. Once Steve Carey got the ball, there wasn't any doubt in my mind what was going to happen, because he's got such a great step and a sway on him. He's just got away from the defender there, but that's just what Kevin Tammany ordered on.
Cassidy. Blees.
I think he might go
He's
away,
in.
the big fella. He likes.
That's it. Ian Blees, the captain, saw the gap, decided he was strong enough to go through it.
Rydal have done all the tackling in this half, and here they just they hung off Blees. They thought he was going to give it back to Cassidy. A bit of a step. He gets away from one tackle. The fullback was never going to stop him. He's in under the post.
And that's the crowning blow for Rydal York. They've put up a tremendous fighting performance. They've never been able to get ahead. They've made a lot of errors, and I suppose questions will be asked about the tackling on that.
Yeah, right.
Well, surely Steve Carey will knock over his 100th goal now. 96 place kicks and 4 drop.
Ian Blees has scored his 8th for the season too, which will make him happy.
That's it. And
Maybe
the applause, I think they know it in the crowd.
Yeah, they definitely do.
100 goals for the season.
He knows it now.
And so Steve Carey reached a personal milestone in the game against Rydal York by kicking his 100th goal of the season. The Red Devils also recorded another double. And they then moved on to face Runcorn Highfield at the Willows, where they warmed up for Challenge Cup action by notching up another 50 points.
Oh, and that's Gilfillan through, yes. So Waddle, yes, good run there by...
To 9 to 10.
And that's Ian Blees taken down, Hadley's acting half-back. Oh, and it's a nice kick through. It's a try. Well, they're fast asleep there, I must say, that Runcorn were fast asleep. It was a beautiful little kick through there from Mark Lee. And a pass inside. Whittaker and Salford are going now.
11 to 14 to 6.
Sharp pass in between his legs. Oh, yes. And it's a try.
14 to 9 to 7 to 6 to 10. Great, Nick.
Oh, and there's he's going on his own. Yes, it was Ian Blees. And now what will Mark Lee do here? He'll call a tune here. Yes, and it's there. Yes, it's a little pass from the play the ball again to Blees again, I think it is. Time for a move.
13 to 9.
Oh, and it's there again.
Off goal to 9.
Yes, nice turn there in the tackle. Mark Lee again got the ball out. The Salford player was tackled on the line, turned round, and gave it back to Mark Lee, and Mark Lee scored. There's Kerry. He's gone right through, Kerry. He's going right through from the scrum, and walk through, typical Kerry style. Threw the ball from the scrum, zipped away. He did it at Dewsbury the other week. Cassidy, Kerry, Cassidy. Oh, and Cassidy's broken beautifully. And there's Gilfillan. Yes, he's good. Nice. This Bradshaw really should have carried it back to the right where Waddle was waiting to pounce over the line, I'm sure. Come to Waddle now. And there's no danger there for Tex Evans to score Salford's 7th try of the game. It's Cassidy, Kerry, Cassidy. Oh, and Cassidy going. Yes, and Shane Hansen. Shane Hansen scores his try. And a well-deserved try and a very popular try here. I think that's Shane Hansen's first try with the Salford club. And the crowd love it. They love him and he acknowledges their cheers. Turn it on a bit now. And looking Cassidy right through there, beautifully. Oh, yes. And they passed the ball eventually inside to Gilfil. And that was a wonderful little break by Cassidy. And this little dummy and jink. Joe Walsh, David Felt, Kerry, Cassidy, Gilfil. And there's Hadley. And Hadley will score, I'm sure. Yes. That's going into bad pass, yes. Yes, he stole the ball and then eagerness again, over-eagerness to get the ball away. It's a bad pass, rolled into touch. The game's at its end now. I think this tackle will be the last one. Go on, and that's a hooter for the end of the match, with Salford having gained their 17th victory in the league this season by 50 points to 6. 10 tries.
Shane Hansen recorded his first try for Salford in the easy victory over struggling Runcorn, whilst Ian Blease, the Salford skipper, helped himself to a hat-trick of tries. By this time, the Salford captain had obviously decided to lead by example. However, another break from the league campaign was now due, and it meant that the Red Devils became involved in the prelim round of the Challenge Cup. Cutsick, the amateurs from Yorkshire, came to the Willows full of spirit and determined to enjoy the big day out, but Salford spoiled the party.
Oh yes, and there's Tex Evans. And Tex Evans will score under the sticks. Yes, the first real move of the match. Nice passing. Oh, and there's Booze breaking right through, clear. And Kerry will probably score. Kerry will score. No danger there. And that's a typical run from Kerry. It was Blease's breakthrough. And there's the ball out. Well, it touched the... And that was a brilliant move. That was a brilliant move. The ball out of the scrum. Tex Evans began to make his way across field as the ball came out. It's a planned move, and there you see, took it in the centre position and sent Hadley over. There's Arthur Bradshaw making a very strong run. Salford not having it easy by any means against this amateur team. And there's Tex Evans taking that ball well. And there's Martin Burkett who's going to score from that move. And when Salford do hold the passes, it's ominous each time for the Cutsick team.
Steve Gibson, thanks very much for having a chat with us. How are you seeing this afternoon's game?
Yeah, it was the way we thought it was going to go. Salford are going to have a victory for sure. They're just maybe getting one or two passes are slipping away when they're trying a little bit too much.
And full credit though to the amateur team. I mean, they're putting up a good performance.
Yeah, well, their defence, they've had to do a lot of tackling in their own 25, and they've come up trumps on a lot of occasions where they've tackled them for the 6, and I think Salford had 2 or 3 handovers in their 25 area, so it's all credit to them.
Yeah, but it's been, I think, a very encouraging display from Cutside, but Salford have stuck to it, like you said. What do you reckon will happen in the second half? Will they make the 50, do you think?
Yeah, I'd say so. It's going to be hard for them. They've got another 10 minutes to go with only 12 men. I'd say if Salford get that final pass work, and they'll probably run away with the game.
Right, and we're sorry to hear about your injury. How long do you think it'll be that you'll be out of action?
Well, I'm saying 3 weeks, but I hope it's not that long, but okay. 3 weeks at the longest, I hope.
Yeah. Well, we all wish you well. We want to see you back out there as soon as possible, because we love to see you running. It gives us all heart up here, you know. What about the rest of the season? Are you starting to think about 28 matches and 28 victories? Is it too early to think like that?
No, well, that's definitely what we're thinking. If we go through undefeated and win at Old Trafford, I'd say it'd be a fairly good year for us.
Oh, that'd be great, that, wouldn't it? We'd all look forward to
maybe
that.
a bit of a cup run in between.
Oh, it's tremendous. To Kerry, Wall's going to come over left onto Blease. Blease onto Fell. Oh, what a beautifully timed pass that was from Blease. Blease drew his man, and it was David Fell, playing in his unaccustomed position of full-back, was there to take that pass and do what he's done so many times this season and go over about halfway from the post to the line. How do you see that one, Steve?
Yeah, it's their defence is solid near the line. It's when Salford have been scoring tries on the break, and that was from about 30, 40 yards out. Mark Lee started with a good move, and it was just from the play of the ball that they were outnumbered, and a try was inedible.
Salford not lined out too clearly on that occasion, but now they are, so the ball must come out left. Burgess in the line, choosing to hang on because he couldn't quite get his back clear to Blease, but this time it's on to Worrell, and Mick Worrell is there and over. Another good try there, Steve.
Yeah, I think they did well. They made the mistake of dropping the ball and giving Salford another 6 to attack with. Salford controlled the ball, and Mickey Worrell found him wanting out wide after 2 or 3 good drives.
Salford got away with him. There's Worrell going through again. And it's Blease. He's seen the gap. He's powering forward. But the cut-side defence wouldn't let him go. And now, onto Worrell. Can't power his way over. Turning. 6 men round him. Now that's drawn in the cut-side defence. There must be a chance on the wide out. Oh, and it is. It's Peter Williams taking a very good long pass, going in quite effortlessly. Planned move there, Steve?
Yeah, I think it was Martin Burkett, actually. It was.
Sorry,
their defence was jamming the play of the ball. There was no way up the middle. It was Mark Lee, who can read a game of rugby league, seen what it was on out wide, and just popped the simplest ball over to Martin Burkett, who won't get it much easier than that.
Salford spread out across the field. Good long passes. And over to Mick Worrell. And on to Burkett in the line. Over to, good heavens, who's that new right winger we have out there? Another good team try.
It's the flying Arthur Bradshaw that was the end of that ball. Salford wore him ragged over the set of 6 they had. It started with Tex tapping the ball and making his 10 or 12 yards, and they went from left to right and back again. It was Arthur who was standing out where maybe Tex should have been, but he'll be happy about that.
Right on in the last minute of the game, 44 points to 4. Let me just say thanks, Steve, for sitting with us, and we hope that your injury gets better. We hope to see you out there as soon as possible, particularly for the cup games. I mean, we hope that Batley's going to be a victory, and then who knows after that.
Yeah, I said it'd be good to have a good run in the cup. Maybe it won't do us any harm to get ourselves against first division opposition again, just so we can size up how well we are really going at this stage of the season. It's been a good game. They just said that they've scored. Whether they'll be totally impressed, the coaching staff, with that display, I'm not real sure. As far as my injury goes, I think I'd rather play the game than watch it 100 times over.
And so, back to league duty and a tough trip to Doncaster, which ended with last-minute drama.
Oh. Yes, Cassidy got the ball away, and it's Tex. Yes, it looked for a pass there, but it would have been intercepted. And Salford here, hot on attack.
Now then, will there be a move on here from Markley? Yes, it was the old-fashioned really. That's an old move, that, Steve, we all know, especially we older people like me, as the really.
Yeah, I think, as you say, there's been quite a few tries scored by that. It's just simple. Use your big men close to the line, and they've got to stop them. As simple as that. It's good to see Brian. He's just made a mistake, and he's corrected it by scoring a try. I'm sure that'll make the fans happy.
And that's the number 12, Mathieu. I thought that ball went... No, that man is responding to the crowd here. Now we'll see what the referee's decision is. Is he too going to respond to the shout from the crowd? I think it's a red card, and Salford are now down to 12 men, and I'm afraid a lot of it is due mainly to the crowd. I think this is going to be one of those nights where Salford seem to be at the rough end of some bad decisions. Steve Kerry did well kicking that ball through. Free kick is given. Now this is becoming farcical. This is...
Oh, Jim, it's all happening, isn't it, from the kick through? There's a fight going on, and the Doncaster man retaliators have been sent off. Well, this is one of the most exciting games we've seen this season so far. Why that try was disallowed is just beyond me, because that was the ideal comeback from Salford's point of view. It's great into passing, but this has put us both on at 12 men, so anything can happen.
Well, it's the full-back, is it? Yes. Mr. Hall. And the referee now, what's his decision? But what's his decision? He's given a free kick against Salford, and then he's sent the man off. Well, if this match erupts in this way, I must have to say that the officials are as much to blame as anybody else so far.
As the match entered the final minute, Salford's 100% league record looked to be in danger. But then, up popped Steve Kerry.
And it's Kerry, brilliantly tamed by Kerry. And Kerry's seen it up, and he's going, and he's scored! What a fabulous try from Kerry! Oh, look at the delight of those Salford fans behind the post. Oh, a tremendous try out of nowhere. He saw the gap. He's done that so many times this season. Under the post, Jim.
A brilliant piece of individual skill. It looked as if Salford had lost the advantage from Bandy Burgess' drive-through. They were hesitating, and he must have screamed for that ball, Steve Kerry. And you know what Kerry is, if there's half a gap, he'll be through it and he'll score. He'll be the hero of Salford.
Oh, that was tremendous. Oh, Jim, what were we doubting for? That puts the scores level. The referee stopping the clock because of something that's on the pitch. But that was tremendous from Kerry. Well, what a scrum half try that was. We've seen several like that from him this season, from the scrum, from the half break at York, but none who's going to be worth more to Salford than that one that he scored. When there was barely an opening, the move seemed to be going nowhere. He saw that there was an inch and went through. What a great try at this time in this game. And there's the 2 points. Salford fans delighted, Doncaster fans can't believe it after what's probably been the best performance from their team this season. And Salford, well, can they hold on?
That try by Steve Kerry kept Salford's league record intact. And it's also kept the Red Devils bang on course for a swift return to the First Division. But now, once again, all attentions switch to the Challenge Cup.
So here's Salford starting very keenly.
Yes, stole that ball in the tackle. Yes, you're right about Andy Burgess. I'm sure if we hadn't been playing here tonight, quite a few fans would have been over at Central Park to watch Andy, hoping that he will get on the field from the subs bench in that match. And there's Ian Sherratt driving through there. And it's a kick over by Mark Lee. Oh, and he's got the ball, and oh, well, what a tragedy for Batley. The fullback allowed the ball to bounce, and young Paul O'Neill took it on the bounce, forced his way over.
And what an excellent try that was, because